We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll go into questions for players. Coach, when you're ready.
I thought that was a very important game for us, a really good bounce back game for us. I thought our young ladies played with incredible intentionality, incredible toughness. I thought they did a lot of really positive things during the course of that game. So I think our awareness to get out to shooters was really good early on. Maybe didn't quite get there as much as we need to later, but I think early on we were pretty aware and continue to make adjustments as the game goes on, because Indiana's hard to guard with their actions and the way they space the floor, and they're using the ball screens, and then they've got shooters all around. So I thought overall our understanding on a kind of a short prep was really important. I thought our young ladies did a great job and finished plays at a very high level. I think that was really a key in this game, whether it was on the offensive end, getting more rebounds than we did. We've learned from some of our other opportunities, other games. And then I thought on the defensive end did a really nice job of finishing plays. So these two young ladies played at a really high level, really impacted the game at a very high level. And we had other young ladies who did that as well, but certainly fun for our young ladies to have a chance now to enjoy playing really hard and being successful at doing it.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go into questions for Sophie and Amaya.
For either player, you win by 10, and you don't even hit a field goal over the last 8 minutes. What does that say about the defense you guys played tonight?
Yeah, I just want to shout out our guards, because they are a great shooting team. They can attack in multiple different ways, and so I thought they stepped up to the challenge, and we knew that they were going to want to score quick. They can kind of set any screen that they want to, which makes it difficult. I just thought they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I didn't know that happened. So I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. I guess our defense is pretty good.
You've never beaten Indiana. I think the last time Minnesota beat them was when you were still at Hopkins. Does it feel good to finally get over that hump?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Well, actually, yeah, I didn't know that because I only moved one freshman year. But yeah, that feels pretty good to beat this team. I think it's cool. Like freshman year, there were a ton of teams that were beating us, and now we're competing with those teams. So I think it shows the growth of the program.
Sophie, you guys were able to score inside, particularly in the second half. What do you think was the key to getting those points inside?
Just with some intentionality. Setting the ball screens, trying to find different ways to post up. We knew that they're going to want to double team, and so shout out to our guards because they threw out some amazing passes in, which always helps. But then just trying to be intentional with the post ups and timing.
Sophie, I asked Coach last week, who the leader of this team was, and she said it was kind of a by committee kind of thing. But in the fourth quarter tonight, it seemed like you guys wanted the ball in Amaya's hands. Can you just talk about the job, that she did? I think 8 fourth quarter points. I mean, just in terms of the crunch time she played.
Yeah, she has grown a lot with the press and pressure, and so we have full confidence. At least I do. I have full confidence in her to take care of the ball. To the point where, in the past I've had, not with her, but I'm sure if I had the ball in my hands, Coach P would call a timeout to make sure that we could advance it forward. But I just know that, I have confidence in her. She can get through double teams, she can pass it really well, and she's just slow down and confident with the ball.
And for you, is that a position you want to be in the fourth quarter of a game that really, really matters, is to have the ball in your hands?
Yeah, whatever the team wants me to do in the fourth quarter to win, I'm down to do it. I guess it kind of turned out me getting the ball. I just remember we'd get like a stop or a board, and I'm like, all right, just go get the ball. And it worked out, I guess.
How'd you get the...
This is actually for practice,
Oh.
like a week or so ago. It just keeps happening.
Any more questions for players?
Well, I just 3-game losing streak. This was like Coach said, this is a very important game to close out the homestand. Can you just talk about kind of the mindset you guys had going into it in terms of how important? I know you have to take them one game at a time. You can't look ahead, but just I guess how big was it to get a victory here today?
Yeah, I think anytime you lose, you want to bounce back. So the fact that we bounced back today, we can keep moving forward now.
Yeah, I also think it's important, you know, especially with the growth of the Big Ten, we only get these teams once, and so you can't dwell on past losses. We just have to learn from them, move forward, and each game really matters.
Thank you, guys. Have fun, Donnie. All right, well, we're coaches ready for questions?
Indiana has struggled to rebound all year, but you came in tonight and held 25 rebounds, I think only 3 second chance points. I mean, as much as the defense was important, the way you guys cleaned up on the defensive boards, especially after what happened against Iowa, was pretty big, don't you think?
Well, it was important, and we knew going into this that we had, I think one of the strengths that our team has is the ability to finish plays, and we've shown that quite a bit during the course of the season. I guess it's kind of skewed too, because but I thought our young ladies did a great job, but it's also skewed because we've been able to turn some teams over. When you turn them over, they don't have as many we don't have as many opportunities to rebound. We didn't turn them over, but so we had more opportunities to get rebounds because we were fortunate enough to get some stops. So I guess it's kind of a give and take type of thing with different teams. But I thought our awareness to get to the offensive glass was a lot higher in this game than it was in our last game. And so like Sophie mentioned, you've got to learn and then you've got to work to apply it. And I thought this group, again, that's why I said from the beginning, I think they were very intentional about the things that we had to do to get better at us, regardless of what the outcome of the game was. We knew we had to get better because you're at the point in time in the season where it's really valuable for teams to continue to grow and develop and learn. And if you're not doing that, then it's going to be really hard moving forward. And so I thought our young ladies really competed at a high level and carried over some very important lessons.
They went on a 11-2 run late in that first quarter, and it looked like you were going to have your hands full with them again, with their offense playing at a high level. But you guys kind of shut them down after that. What was the difference, you think?
Well, again, I thought we made some mistakes in some of our things defensively, and they make you pay because they are a team that can be really, really efficient. So we maybe made a mistake in a perimeter ball screen, and so now we're kind of behind, and now all of a sudden the post kid comes over to help, and they dump it down to the post kid. So we missed that kind of an assignment. We missed at I think it was the end of the first quarter, if I remember, maybe it was the second quarter actually, but we missed a coverage in not a ball screen, a stagger screen, and we got through it the wrong direction, and they kicked in, they shot it, and I think Shea hit a 3 on that one. So, you know, we every time, when you play against really good teams, and everybody in the Big Ten is really good, when you miss an assignment, teams usually make you pay, and they did that. And so I think there were some times we missed maybe a ghost ball screen, and kicked it out, and the kid shot it. So every time we missed something, they made us pay. The good news was, I thought, for our young ladies, that as the game wore on, we had a little bit more awareness, and that's probably the growth from last year. This year is that we have the ability at a higher level to understand and then make the adjustment. Where I thought last year maybe we understood, but we weren't capable of making some of those adjustments in the same way.
Just talk about defense in general, and in particular, I know that Gigi had a lot to do with what Garzon wasn't able to do tonight.
Well, I thought she did a really good job of, I thought she guarded multiple players in some really good ways. I thought at the end of the game, you know, they were using Chloe in a way to get to the rim and multiple move and score against some smaller kids. And so we had G on her at that point in time because she's just a little bit bigger than Nia was guarding Garzon at that point in time. And so, again, I think it was really important for us to try to limit opportunities for Garzon because she's so dangerous. She can shoot in any way. She can shoot from a ball or from a screen action. She can shoot short gap pitches. She can score out of baseline, out of bounds. You know, she seems to get opportunities when you overhelp inside. And so I just think, you know, you have to have incredible awareness. And I thought we didn't do as good a job of that at the beginning of the Iowa game. And then we got better at it as the game wore on until really late. But again, I think that's where this team, and Grace was one of them in that example, who could take some of those lessons from that game, watch it on film, go into one day of practice, and then do a better job in those situations.
And just talk about Amaya's growth as a kind of closer in games like this. I mean, 8 fourth quarter points. Those free throws with a minute and a half left were probably a little dicier than you would have hoped a few minutes before, but she made them both.
Well, again, she played at an incredibly high level, and she was in foul trouble, and so I thought Lex came in and gave us some really important minutes, you know, and then at that point in time, you know, we got the ball, or Maya got rebounds and had the ball in her hands, or we found her quickly and she capitalized. You know, I think it's, in the fourth quarter, it was a little bit skewed because we were getting some really good shots. We got some scores at the rim, we got some open threes, we got offensive rebounds. None of those things were seeming to fall for us at that point in time. And so it was nice for Amaya to kind of take a deep breath and really hit some big free throws for us to kind of seal that.
You were able to score in the post at will a little bit at times. Did you go into the game thinking that was something that you could do, that you could take advantage of?
Well, we've seen during the course of the last probably 2 to 3 weeks that it's something that we have to be able to do, is to be able to get the ball in the block in some way, shape, or form and score it. And we've been trying in different ways. We've seen Sophie have some really good opportunities on the block. We've seen Grace Krahowski. Tonight we saw Mallory Heyer. I thought Mallory played really well and got some really good opportunities on the block too. So yes, it's something that we have to be better at, is being intentional about getting the ball around the rim and finding ways to do that, whether it's dribble penetration or today we're trying to get it on the block a little bit more. And again, different teams are different. You know, again, it's hard to attack some kids who are bigger, and I think there were some times, you know, we had a size advantage inside, and we were trying to get the ball around the block. There were some times maybe we didn't have a size advantage, and I think Mel was in that situation a few times, but she still scored away. So it was something that we're trying to get better at for us. Yes.
They shot 31% from three. Did you go in knowing that was going to be a key stat for you?
We did. Yeah, we knew going in. I mean, they're a team that, they average 22 or 23 arc shots a game. That's who they are. It's what they do. You know, and so you have a couple different things. You know, first of all, it's not more than half of their shots. So you know you have to do a good job of guarding them, attacking the rim in other ways, whether that's in ball screens or it's in drives and dumps and, you know, offensive rebounds, those kind of things. You know you have to do a good job in that scenario, and we were a little bit not very good at that early on and made some adjustments. But I also think, yes, we were very aware that you can't give them good opportunities at the arc. And I think they got a few later, you know, in some of their stagger screen action, which we have to go back and readjust. But ultimately, yes, we knew that was going to be a major key in this game, is that you've got to do as good a job as you can defending them at the arc. Great.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.